At East Sussex County Council, we want to maximise the performance of all our staff. We believe this can happen through managers and team members having regular, quality conversations together to continually improve and maximise their performance. Maximising performance sits within the existing meeting setup of supervisions or one-to-ones and team meetings. It can be summed up as 12-4-2. The focus is on managers and team members having regular, quality coaching conversations to maximise the performance of every member of staff. So, what does 12-4-2 stand for? 12 is the number of supervisions or one-to-ones that should take place annually, around every 4 to 6 weeks. 4 refers to the number of supervisions or one-to-ones that can be extended each year to focus on a particular topic. And 2 is for the 2 team meetings out of the year that can be used to discuss how the team's work helps to deliver the council, department or service priority outcomes. We'll explain these in more depth later. The focus of maximising performance is on maximising the performance of all our staff. We believe this new process can equip and support all teams to be high-performing and engaged, but we recognise there are some great practices out there already that deliver the same result. We don't want to create change for change's sake, or force teams to move to maximising performance if this doesn't suit them. So, if your team already has a process in place that includes monthly one-to-ones or supervisions and delivers excellent performance and strong well-being, then feel free to carry on as you are. We just ask that at a minimum, all teams discuss and agree together what they'll do going forward. We think all staff should have the option to be supported by maximising performance if it's something they feel they would benefit from. It's not just the manager's responsibility though. If you want to switch to maximising performance or have any concerns about the process your manager uses, you should speak to them about it first, or, if this isn't possible, with their line manager. You can also contact the Corporate Organisational Development team, who can provide advice about how to raise any issues with your manager. So here's the maximising performance cycle. And here's the 12th part of 12-4-2, the supervision or one-to-one team members should have with their manager every 4 to 6 weeks. We recommend that managers take a coaching approach to these meetings, enabling team members to actively reflect on their well-being, what progress they've made towards their objectives, how they've gone about their work, and giving and receiving feedback to recognise achievements. These meetings are crucial to monitor progress and engage with staff, and can also help identify issues such as objectives not being met, or health issues such as stress, and can support the team member before any of these become problematic. As a manager, if you're unsure about how to hold these conversations, there's an e-learning package on the East Sussex Learning Portal that can help you explore how you might go about doing so. Objective setting is a key part of maximising performance, supporting us all to maximise our performance through having clear goals to work towards. These objectives will be different for individuals depending on their role. For those doing project-based work, objectives may change quickly as and when projects come to an end. For those whose work doesn't vary much, there might be a greater emphasis on how the work is completed. You may also have some team, as well as individual objectives, if most of the team does the same work. These conversations aren't just about task completion, but how we complete our work, taking into account our values and behaviours as set out in the East Sussex Way. Referring to the East Sussex Way will be an important aspect of any maximising performance conversation. Information about the East Sussex Way can be found on the Maximising Performance Resources section on the intranet. Every 3 months under Maximising Performance, the team member or the manager can request to extend the one-to-one or supervision by 30 minutes or so to discuss a topic in more depth. That's what the 4 stands for in 12-4-2. It could be to focus on development and career, well-being, to hold a reflective practice discussion about how a piece of work has gone, or to discuss the golden thread, how the team members' work contributes to the wider picture. Again, there's a focus here on everyone having the responsibility for ensuring this happens, as both the manager and the team member have the right to request an extended conversation every 3 months. As a guide, we recommend that everyone has at least 2 extended conversations a year. The golden thread is about seeing where our work contributes to the wider picture, the team, department, wider service, and delivery of the council priority outcomes. All staff should have a golden thread quarterly conversation, and it's recommended that this takes place in June, when the council plan is released, unless your team has a business reason for the golden thread conversation taking place at another point in the year. Finally, the 2 from 1242 refers to the 2 team meetings that we suggest are used annually to review and reflect on how our team's work helps to deliver the council, service, or departmental priorities, whatever drives the team's work. It's a really useful time to also consider where team members can support each other and build on the skills that there exist currently in the team. So here's what a maximising performance year might look like in principle, although not necessarily in this order, with a one-to-one or supervision every 4 to 6 weeks, and the extended conversations and team meetings where requested and required. We hope you can see it's not a huge step away from what most people do now, fitting into the one-to-ones or supervisions and team meetings already taking place. The focus is on ensuring managers and their team members have regular, quality conversations to ensure their team is performing to their full potential and is engaged with the work they do. We think the biggest change will be team members taking greater ownership of the process and their performance. This could include the member of staff preparing in advance for the one-to-one or supervision, them taking the initiative to request a quarterly conversation as part of 1242, and, where appropriate, the team member taking notes in the one-to-one or supervision. Eventually, we'll be able to update, record, and monitor brief notes from the meetings online. However, until this is possible, there's a recommended form available on the intranet. We know some teams have local forms that need to be used to adhere to professional standards. If you need to keep using your current form, you'll be made aware of this. However, regardless of the form you use, the focus of each maximising performance meeting should be the team member and manager having a quality conversation to maximise the performance of each and everyone working for East Sussex County Council. To help everyone get the most from the time set aside for these meetings, there's a range of helpful resources available on the intranet. These are designed to be used by both the manager and team member to prepare in advance of the meetings, and we encourage everyone to look and see which ones they might like to use. There's also an e-learning pathway for managers on the East Sussex Learning Portal that we advise each and every manager to go through. If you have any questions about maximising performance, or need advice about how to implement it in your team, please contact the Corporate Organisational Development team.